Hey guys, Dustin here, CEO of 630. Today I'm going to introduce you to one of our newest electric bikes, the Ride in the Park. So stick around. All right, so today I'm going to introduce you to one of our newest electric bikes, the Ride in the Park 500 watt. But before I do, hit that subscribe button below, stay in touch with us here at 630, and be the first to know about all the new products we're putting out, new content, and of course the giveaways we do for bikes, e-bikes, and accessories. So hit subscribe. All right, so our newest electric bike, the Ride in the Park. This is what we would call a city hybrid bike with the thin tires, upright ride, super zippy. So let me give you a little tour around it. So, like a lot of our other electric bikes, we have the battery on the rear rack. I personally really like that because it provides a couple benefits. One, it's very easy to get it on and off, has very easy access. Also, with the rear rack already back here, it just creates a nice little place for it to go. Now let me walk you over here to this one. I'll show you. I have the keys already right here, and we can just put this in and you turn it, and the battery literally just slides on and off. So if you ever wanted to ride to work, bring the battery in and charge, or park it in your garage and you can bring the battery in and charge so it's ready the next time you go for a ride. Super easy access and slides right in and locks back in place. Now there's a power button under here as well. You can flip on and off, and then that would power the front here. So with this size battery, your range is gonna be about 15 or let's say 10 to 30 miles with full throttle. On average, somewhere between 15 to 20 miles. If you just use the throttle, if you use pedal assist, you're looking at about 30 to 50 mile range. And of course, you can also ride this bike with no electricity at all, just pedaling like a normal bike, and you can remove the battery to reduce the weight and increase efficiency if you should choose to ride it like a normal bike. Now, one caveat to remember with any electric transportation products, the range is going to really vary. The same is true with gasoline cars. If you're going up a lot of hills, if you're pulling a lot of weight, if you're going on very rough terrain, or you're dragging a lot of rubber on the ground or going over tough terrain, you're going to decrease the capacity of the battery quicker, the charge of the battery quicker. So the ranges I'm giving you are averages. You might get more, you might get less, depending on also your weight, your body type, how tall you are. I'm 220 pounds, somebody 150 pounds is going to get more range out of their battery than me, just because the battery and the motor don't have to work as hard with a lighter rider. So just wanted to explain that. Now, moving on to the motor's mounted in the rear wheel. A rear mounted motor is really great for around town riding, flat riding, hills also. The only reason you'd want a mid-drive motor is you're doing more mountain biking where you really need a lot of torque. But in this case, the rear drive motor is great, rides really smoothly over pavement, and our motor is 500 watts of power. So this is going to get you up most hills. It's also going to get you up to top speeds of 20 miles an hour with the throttle and 28 miles an hour with pedal assist. And with the thin tires on this bike, you can really, really zip because you're not dragging much rubber at all. Very little amount of rubber contacting the ground with this tire. And so it's really zippy, a lot of fun, a lot of power there, more power than most people will need. So moving up here to the display, you've got a nice big display. You've got a power button here. You can hold that on and the display pops up. The top is your battery life. This is your miles per hour. This number right here is your pedal assist. So right here on the handlebars, you have two arrows up and down. You can regulate how much power output the bike gives you while you're pedaling. And actually this can go down to level 0. So if you want to ride it with no assistance, go down to level 0. You can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In pedal assist 5, you're gonna be able to hit up to 28 miles an hour. You're gonna get a lot of assistance from the bike. Now, another thing to note, with the throttle and the speeds, this is a class 2 e-bike. That may be important for your local city, regional or state laws. So that's something you may want to know. Now you've got your throttle right here, and the throttle is very simple. You just push your thumb down and the wheel goes. And it's as simple as that. So really 3 modes in this bike: normal, ride it as a normal bike, don't engage the motor, use the pedal assist, or use the throttle. It's beautiful because as you're riding, depending on how your body is tiring or not tiring, you can use the assistance of the bike or not use the assistance of the bike. The choice is really up to you. So, moving on to the frame and the actual bicycle components of this bike, this is a Comfort city hybrid frame. So you've got a low step through, you can mount it by stepping through, and you've got a comfortable soft saddle. And the other thing too is with these handlebars, they're narrow for tight steering, but they've also got a shape where they come into your body. So you can see me, I'm fully upright, comfortable, and my arms are very relaxed, but I still have tight steering with the narrow handlebars. So it makes this bike somewhere between comfort and performance. It gives you really the best of both worlds. Now stepping off, you've got disc brakes also. So the disc brakes are great for pinpoint stopping. These are really essential on electric bikes because top speeds are higher. You want to be able to stop as easily and quickly as possible. Most normal bikes, sorry, not most, but our standard bikes don't require disc brakes for the type of performance level, but most electric bikes do have disc brakes. Okay, I also want to show you the tires. Now you can see, aside from the cool colors we have, these are very thin tires, which make them roll really easy. So it's really good handling, precision handling, and also once you get the momentum of the tire going, it really rolls easily with minimal drag. I've said roll easily many times, but on some of our other models, we have thicker tires, which are better for other things like stability and rougher terrains. In this case, these are really suited for smooth paved surfaces where you want to roll and go fast. So we do have 2 frames here. One is our step-through frame. Also, we notate that as a women's frame, but everything's unisex. And then we have our higher top tube frame, or what we dictate as a men's frame. Now, the men's frame is a little less comfort and a little more performance focused. As an example, the seat is a narrower seat, more streamlined, a retro feel, and really more of a road bike saddle. Now, the handlebars are the same, but with this frame, it's a little bit more stretched out, and you're gonna be leaning forward a little bit more. So you can see for me, I have a little bit more forward angle. Now what this is gonna do is it's just gonna allow you to have tighter steering because you're forward on the bike a little bit more. You're a little more aerodynamic. It's more of a traditional road bike seated position. The benefit of this though is faster speeds and the ability to just control the bike at higher speeds. But if comfort is what you prefer, then this setup's gonna be better for you. Also, mounting and dismounting this bike is going to require you to bring your leg over the rear, versus on this one you can do a step through. So one key difference between the two. Lastly, actually what I didn't mention is that both of these models come with a 7-speed derailleur. So you've got 7 speeds to use whether you're riding it as a normal bike or in pedal assist. Now, these gears are independent of the motor. They have nothing to do with the actual electrical components. But as you're increasing your pedal assist, you're going to want to increase your gear on the bike so it gets harder to pedal. That way you can get the bike going faster. If you leave it in too low of a gear with too high of a pedal assist, you're just going to be spinning your legs and really not being able to keep up with the pedal assist. So it's helpful to have that range. Also, when you're doing the pedal assist on hills, it's helpful to be able to shift down into first speed, make it easier to pedal. You can tackle big hills, little hills very easily. So having the 7-speed gear ratio is a huge benefit. Also, if you want to ride this like a standard bike, a normal bike without using the electric motor assist or the throttle, you have the ability to have these 7 speeds and use them and shift as you see fit. You will notice if you ride an electric bike without the motor, it doesn't feel that much different, so long as the battery and the motor aren't super heavy, which ours are not. I guarantee if you rode these bikes, you probably wouldn't even tell the difference between the two, between a normal bike and a standard bike. So that summarizes our Ride in the Park 500-watt electric bike. If you have any additional questions, please comment below or shoot us an email, theteam@sixthreezero.com. You can also call us, 310-982-2877, and go to our website, sixthreezero.com, to see these bikes and our full assortment. And you must take our Body Fit quiz. It's a proprietary algorithm we developed that will find you the perfect bike. All you got to do is, in 2 minutes or less, answer some questions about your body and your life, and the algorithm will select the perfect electric bike for you. Also, we have a 90-day test ride your e-bike policy. If you don't love your e-bike in 90 days, send it back, no questions asked, no money out of your pocket. And lastly, join our community. You can download our app or join our Facebook peddlers group. Both are great to be a part of before you buy a 630 bike, because you can see how other 630 riders are using their e-bikes, talk to them, comment to them, get their opinions. It's a great place. And then once you have your 630, it's a lot of fun to connect with other riders, post photos of your bike, and of course, compete on the leaderboard on the app. So, thanks for sticking around, and don't forget, it's your journey, your experience. Enjoy the ride.